people, if you're watching TV, if you're wasting a beautiful day and you're going to sit down, you don't want to be enlightened with some erudite conversation. You want crazy shit.
Jackass trumpets of stupidity.
No one encourages anyone to get intelligent. You know, it's just not cool.
Being stupid is an attractive quality.
We don't accept anything on television that isn't, you know, the attention span is like 3 seconds, and it better be constantly amusing and titillating and sexual. And
Half the people out there are fucking retarded.
I think it's something to do with people feeling better if they look at other people who are in a worse state themselves.
I feel that humans are the stupidest organism species in existence. I allow that there probably what we recognize as stupidity could be found in other species. But I think we've taken it to an extreme.
We're in a giant car heading at a brick wall at 100 miles an hour, and everybody is arguing about where they want to sit.
Stupidity is by far the greatest destructive power in the history of humanity.
Well, you know, I've always been fascinated by the phenomenon of people following people who are not smart.
This is W's world.
Called the President of the United States a moron. A moron. Moron? Moron?
He's not a moron at all.
Believe me, there is no lack of ignoramuses with PhDs. Many of them teach at Harvard University. We're hardwired to be stupid.
Duh.
Stupid. Stupid.
So stupid. They're morons.
Stupid.
Stupidity.
Stupidity.
Ignorant. Proud of what you don't know. Everybody says, I think for myself. Nobody tells me what to think. And then when you interview 50 people who all say the same thing, and all say they think for themselves, and nobody tells them what to think, you realize all of these people are actually stupid.
Einstein said that the universe and stupidity are infinite.
How do you know stupidity when you see it?
Well, it's actually fairly difficult to define, because you could think, well, somebody could be doing something, you could say, well, that's stupid, when really it could be ignorant, or somebody could be, I don't know, just going out of their mind, and you could say, well, that's not really stupid, now they're just crazy. And so it's really, it's hard to define. You know.
Stupid. I really don't know. I don't know about that, because everybody made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I can't really say what I think is stupid, because that's, again, that'd be my opinion.
Stupidity is not so cut and dry. For one can be educated and they can at the same time be stupid.
It just can't be defined. There really is, I don't know, there really is no definition of stupid, because something could be smart for somebody but not, you know, stupid for somebody else, you know?
Stupidity to me would be an inability to function in the reality of the world as a whole, you know? Like, I wouldn't, Oh shit.
And so it's really, it's hard to define. You can't, I mean, I don't even know what the definition is, so I really can't say, I can't define it.
People see stupidity everywhere.
Everything is stupid.
But few can define it. People call each other.
Idiot.
But few know what the words actually mean. When it comes to stupidity, we're actually quite ignorant. So how do you make a movie about it?
I'd had some personal experience. I'd done a lot of stupid things in my life.
Well, keep your resume on file.
Throughout my life, a lot of people had assumed I was stupid. In public school, I failed a grade. I was put into remedial English, and I even crapped my pants one of the first days of school. I thought my name might be
Stupid!
He says you're stupid!
My brother is a fucking idiot, and I've had to.
I worked as a reporter. Welcome to UFO land. And as a 2-bit actor.
Quit kicking me in the head.
Strangely enough, my biggest success came when I played a moron.
Eddie, you're going on.
Only one man is dumb enough. I'd seen a big budget movie about intelligence where I saw a lot of people falling asleep. It was then that I realized there were no movies about stupidity. Stupidity was more interesting.
That's a really stupid idea.
Stupidity was kind of a big topic, so I decided to get some advice.
I think you should keep it simple, stupid. Make it fast. Lots of action.
You have to find the lowest common denominator. You have to find the lowest common denominator.
But who was the lowest common denominator? TV programs for them, radio talks to them, and politicians win elections with their help. The lowest common denominator is very powerful, but they don't seem to know it. I have to find them.
The lowest common denominator.
Billy Bob and Buddy Sue, little Jimmy Jerry and Betty Boo. I'll know it's dangerous to go down an idiot road. Down an idiot road that drives you fast. They never put the signal on when they want to pass. They cut you off as they talk down their cell phone.
We live in a world that can make us more intelligent than ever. We have more books, more movies, more information than we could possibly use. We have incredible knowledge at our fingertips. Almost anyone can be a filmmaker, or a radio station, or an international publisher. We have thousands of universities, tens of thousands of channels of TV, and millions of websites, and almost as much freedom as we want. We have more potential than ever. So how come so many of us would rather play dumb?
It's an acronym for fucked up beyond all recognition.
Where did it come from?
As far as I know, it's a war acronym for when they, when they got to a situation and they had to quickly describe it. It's a FUBAR. Playing parts just because that's where they've been, like Marilyn Monroe, for example, played a really dumb, bitchy blonde.
on, and she was actually quite intelligent as well. I think you just get into those. Well, for me, it's like to play Terry. It's sort of like an outlet. You don't have to worry about sounding smart. And so you access the dumb part of your brain that you wish you could always be like that and not worry about what people think. You're playing Running with the Devil. Running with the devil. Nothing, man. See you later, fella. I think it's like going down to the lowest common denominator at this point. I say because things are going so accelerated in terms of technology and in terms of our society. It's moving at such a rapid pace. And that people are, maxed out with like special effects, full on, everything's full on, really quick. And so this is almost the opposite.
Is the lowest common denominator FUBAR? No. They're just playing now.
Could be a number of people. It could be the family man.
What's a moron? A homeless person, I would have to say. Anybody that can't keep a job, anybody that has to rely on alcohol or drugs to keep going.
What about an idiot?
An idiot. Well, an idiot would be me. You're looking right at one. Anybody that really just is, I don't know, they don't really have a normal concept of thinking. Anything catches their eye, they don't really think straight or clear. My girlfriend, she's an idiot too. She even admits it.
The one man who embodies the lowest common denominator is Hollywood superstar Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler was probably not dumb at all. I don't think anybody with that much savvy in terms of what his audience wants can possibly be done.
Always goofy no matter what.
He'd been doing a very good job of concealing it until he made Punch Drunk Love, and then we realized, no, actually, this guy's a lot smarter than any of us really thought he was.
I've always been pretty, I've worked hard trying to make funny movies, and I believe in my movies, and I know critically, a lot of critics object to what I do. I did a few interviews for some magazines. I remember reading the article after hanging out with this person that I didn't know, share my life with them and talk with them, and I led them to my home and told about my thoughts and whatever, and then I would read the article and I would hear, this guy's a moron. And
Adam Sandler's kind of an interesting example because he plays those lowbrow characters, but he's probably smart enough to know what sells.
Stupid is funny, basically, because people find that funny. People will stand up and say, I'm poor. They'll stand up and say, I'm short. They'll stand up and say, I'm bald. They'll say, I'm powerless. They'll say, I have a crappy job. They'll admit all sorts of things about themselves.
I'm a fucking worthless piece of shit.
But you very rarely find anyone who will stand up and say, I'm stupid. I don't understand a lot of stuff. So therefore, it's just funny when you see someone else and it's stupidity.
No!
I don't say when we're working on a script, I want to play a big-hearted doofus right now. I usually say, want to write a movie that I think is pretty funny.
Adam Sandler is a very smart guy. And so actually some of the stuff that he does is quite smart. It's just that we have to keep the smart level down here somewhere,
Would a smart guy play dumb to get ahead?
Always do.